Is this too good to be true? I just hope that all this lasts. I just bought my mama a house, $500,000 all in cash, passing CDs out for free.
Pretty cold out right now, man. Like, as you can see, the sun's going down. It kind of, I don't know, I dig this lighting more because it's not like, not super bright. God's not shining his light down on me, so I could dig it, you know. And today's vid, we're gonna be stepping outside my regular vid. Sometimes I do, well, it's gonna be a kick vid, but sometimes I do unboxings, whatnot like this. Boring. So check out the new steals and whatnot. I got some cool steals coming in tomorrow. Today's Sunday, the 27th, the 20 something, I don't know. It's Sunday, whatever Sunday it is before the 1st, it's that day. Okay. I got some cool shoes coming in tomorrow. I'm looking forward to bringing you guys that vid, man. Which kind of sucks because I kind of went off a gamble. I went off a hunch. I went off of, like, I just looked at the pictures. I don't know if it's a site where you could be like, yo, I need like 20 more pictures. I don't know. So I just pulled the trigger on. I was like, I got a cop. I'm not going to get the opportunity to cop. They're not heat, but I guess they're all right if I bought them, right? I gotta stop saying that's my go-to. It's like, gotta stop. Today's vid, I was going through my kicks because I go through my shoes here and there, like probably once every month, check out what I got for sale, what I got for trade, because I like doing swaps and trades and whatnot with people around here and whatnot. Sometimes I'll give people steals, but I came across a shoe that's so iconic to me. Like, it's one of my grails. There's that word again. I gotta stop saying that. Just like mine. Like, I remember when I first started doing vid, I kept saying mine. Like, I don't know. I gotta stop. So I got somebody put in the comments below what I should say besides what sounds more sophisticated. Like, what would make me sound cool. Like, yeah, that's my GoPro, $400 flex on my neck. I'm trying to get it out. There it is again. So today's vid, I came across these shoes that I cop. Okay, I'm gonna call this thing story time. All right. So this is gonna be called story time. I'm gonna share a story that happened to me a while back. I found these shoes came out. They came out in packs. If you guys don't know, Jordan does release some packs, GMP packs. They released the countdown packs when they're, I don't know, one of their half and half. Some of their, like the 11 and 12, that set's pretty dope. The 10 and 13, what else? 10 and 13, 11 and 12. I dug the 1s and 22s. Well, I like the 1s. The 8s and the 15s. The 15s were alright. The Bugs Bunnies were okay. Oh, the 3s and the 20s. The 20s were alright. I'm a big fan of 20s, but I like the 3s that came out in the countdown pack. So today we are checking out, I'm going to tell you guys the story about this shoe right here. How I had to cop it. So I want to say back in 2009, I don't think the packs dropped then. I think they dropped that year. They dropped in 2009 or 2008. This pack, I believe this was the first pack to drop. The 10 and 13s and so forth, like the other packs would release. If you guys don't know, each of these packs contain 2 shoes. I'll show you guys the box. Here's the shoe it comes in. It contains 2 shoes, like a shelf. Should I pull it out? Yeah. Show you guys. In case some of you guys never seen that countdown pack box. Here's the little message. You guys could pause on that if you want. Here's the box. And each shoe linked up. See, there's the 1s, 22s, 2s, and 21s, 3s. Each shoe contains 2 boxes, or each box contains 2 shoes. Each shoe equals 23. Because I believe the 23s were getting ready to drop that year, I believe, and each shoe equals 23. So at the time, people weren't so into, you know, cutting a box. Like, oh, I just want the 13, so I'm going to sell the 10s. They weren't, because it was a set. Not too many people were big on it. So this is right around the time Craigslist was dope and like people are kind of sketched out about it. I barely found out about Craigslist around this time. So I was looking up Seattle's. I never thought Craigslist I would find so many shoes on Craigslist. I came across this post. It had, well, excuse me, I had chili burgers. I came across this post. It had the countdown pack 2s, 10s, and a couple other of them that were split. The 8s, the 8s, the 16s, and something else. I can't remember what the other shoes were, but he only had 2 of them left out of his post. These being one of them, and the other pack was a countdown pack retro 2. And I wanted both of them. I wanted this pair strictly because I was a big fan of the 10 at the time, and I loved that 23, man. Like, that's so like iconic, so different. If you guys don't know, they released these last year. I want to say 2018. I want to say they called it the Shadow, but it didn't feature the 23. I loved it, so I hit this guy up. I was like, "Yo, I want to buy your shoes. I want to cop." What? I think he had both of them for $160 each. I was like, what can you do? This made no sense to me. I was like, what can you do that I could go over there and drive and I'll buy them right now? And he says, where are you from? I could meet you anywhere. And he's like, I'll give them to you for, I think he said like 300 for the set, for the 10s and the 2s. And I was like, I got $200 and I'm coming from Yakima. I was like, that's not no 5-minute drive. I was like, we're like an hour to 2 hours away, like 2 hours, 2.5, I think. But with the weather at the time, it was 3. And he went on the internet, checked it out, and he was like, I see you're coming from far away. If you could pay for them cash today, I'll give you the retro 10 and the 2 for $200. And with the 10, he had the whole box. That box I just showed you, he had the whole box. And with the retro 2, he cut it in half. He only had half the box. And I was like, all right, we're going to go. I called up some of my friends, and I found some people that actually knew Seattle somewhat okay. It was my sis Andrea, Gary. My sis Andrea was like, we got to go pick up my boyfriend. And I was like, all right, as long as you're putting in gas. Because I didn't have no money for gas. I was just like, so if I could get gas to go get these shoes, let's go. And I had a small ass Blazer. I'm actually recording on this Blazer right now. And it's funny because we get over there and the spot. So my sister and my brother were familiar with Seattle, but the location this guy gave us, they weren't familiar with it. Like, we didn't know where it was. I've never been to Seattle at the time. I've never thought about going to Seattle by myself because I was just starting to learn how to drive. So we got lost and we was looking for this spot for 2 to 3 hours, and this dude was legit sitting at the store, outside the store, with one of these boxes. Can you imagine sitting outside the store like this, waiting for somebody to come buy your shoes? And he had half one of these boxes, so you could tell it was a full set and a half a set. So this dude's legit sitting outside the store just waiting for me. And can you imagine doing that? Like, you can't tell that's not a Jordan box. And we finally link up. We finally find the spot. This dude, he was so happy to see us. He was just like, thank you. It's freaking freezing ass out here. His girlfriend was with them, and he's like, I want to thank you for coming all this way to cop these shoes. I'm really looking forward to copping the Space Jams. That's why I'm selling these so cheap, because I'm saving. I think he was selling shoes off so he could cop more than one pair, because this dude had a nice collection. Because he would hit me up, I want to say like 2-3 months later, and he would be like, I'm selling my collection. He had about 40 to 50 pairs. And I was in love with these. I wore them every day. Or not every day. I wore them every chance I got. These were my go-to. Every sneakerhead, just a person in general who has a lot of shoes, has that go-to. You know, they're like, I don't want to look for anything. I'm just going to wear those. This was my go-to. I wore them probably over 100 times. They still look brand new, considering I wore them. Like, stay focused. I loved them. You know, I got them for $100. I would clean them one last time. I cleaned them one more time. I left them out to dry because they're suede. I left them out to dry. And that's the last I'd see them. I wouldn't notice for a while. And my brother, I don't want to put this person on blast, but my brother hits me up. He's like, yo, I seen so-and-so walk around with some big-ass shoes that looked 2 times bigger for them. Like they looked like skis on them, and a Jordan jersey. And I was like, a Jordan jersey? And this person was just at our house. And I was like, yo. So I ran immediately, because I didn't have a lock on my room. I immediately ran to my room. I started looking. I was like, yo, my Jordan jersey's gone. I was like, it's right there. I remember, because I wore it like a couple days before they said that. And my retro 10s were gone. And the story behind the shoe is kind of what got to me. I was just like, man, I found this for $100. I was mad. I was mad. I was crushed. I was like, man, those were my effing grails. I'm never going to find those at $100 ever. With the whole box, never. I'm going to say this was back in 2011, but somewhere between 2011 and 2013 they were stolen. And I was like, I'm never going to find them again at that price. Never. Because I started looking. This was before StockX. You could just go like StockX, go. People were not selling. They weren't selling half the pack. They were selling, if they were selling pack, one shoe was worn and the other was DS, but they wanted the DS price for the box, for the whole thing. They was like, we're not going to sell you the DS pair and not give you the other pair. You got to take the whole thing. So I was pissed. I was like, man. So I gave up on it. I was like, man, those were my favorite shoes. I'm never going to find them again. A few years later, my homie Lenny, he would slowly start parting off his collection. And man, I bought some pretty crazy stuff off him. I bought some Peapod 8s for $100 dead stock. I bought some Oriole 6s dead stock, $100. I bought some 20s, I think they're West Coast 20s. I don't know. They're like the white and baby blue. I scored those for him for $60. No, like $70 because I wore them one time. But they still look dead stock. He had the whole box, backpack and all. And he had one more pair that I wanted. One more pair that I needed. So I'm a big fan of the Aqua 8s. I copped a pair in 2007. I think it's 2007. 2007 or 2006 I copped a pair. And I wanted 2 pairs. I wanted one pair to rock. I wore them out. And I wanted another pair to flex on. Be like, yeah, I got a dead stock pair of Aqua 8s. Because we didn't know when the Aqua 8s were going to release again. We didn't know back then they were going to release back to 2015. What is that? 8 years later, we did not know that. I think it's 2015. I'm pretty sure it was. We didn't know when they were going to re-release. So I wanted 2 pairs. I wanted a pair on ice and a pair to rock. So I would go buy the Aqua 8s. He sold them to me at retail. He's like $160. He's like, go ahead, you could have them. So I went to go pick them up. We made the deal, and I was walking out, and I looked on his like dining room table, and I seen it. There it was, a Countdown Pack box. I was like, what's in that box? I was like, what's in the box? I was like, what's in the box? So he was just like, oh, the Countdown Pack box. He's all, I just came up on those a while ago. I was like, what is it? So I was excited because he had it like facing so you couldn't see what the size tag or the what pairs they were. He was like, oh, I finally copped the Countdown Pack 10. I was like, what? I was like, let me see. And he's like, go ahead. So I was checking them out. I was like, back when I went to Seattle to pick up that pair, I was like, my hands were all shaky. I felt like a crackhead. I felt like this was my drug. I was just like, start scratching. I was like, man, what are you doing with these? Are these for sale? Because I had the money at the time. He's like, nah. Because to him, the way I was with these, this is how he was with these. He's like, nah, they're not for sale. It took me a long time to find them at a steal, so they're not for sale. I was like, man. And I told him what had happened with my pair. I was like, my pair got stolen. I was just like, person stole them. And he's like, man, I could see you love them. And I was like, let's do a deal. I was like, I'll cop the Aqua 8 and that right off you right now. I was like, what's it going to take for me to cop both of them? So he sits there and thinks, man, and he was thinking for like 10, 15 minutes. He did not want to get rid of these. I was like, come on, bro. I was like, I want these. I need these. I don't want them. I need them. I need them again. So he sits there, 10, 15 minutes go by. He's like, all right. He said, you give me the 160 and 140 for the Aqua 8s because that was cash in hand. He's like, you give me that and 300 for both of them. And I was like, 300 for both of them. And he was just like, in a case of Tecates. I think I'm saying that right. I was like, a case of Tecates? I was like, what's that? He was like, it's a case of beer. I was like, if a case of beer is going to make this deal happen, I was like, I'm on it. Like, give me them. So I loaded up, grabbed my Aqua Age, grabbed my Countdown Pack 10, and I was like, I'm out of here. Left. I still that was like 4-5 years ago. I still owe him a case of Tecate. So, Lenny, if you're watching this, man, I didn't forget about you, man. I'm going to get you that case one of these days. That is today's vid YouTube. I just wanted to try something different. I'm going to call this series story time, like, because I wanted to know your guys' shoe. That's my shoe, the shoe I loved and that was near and dear to my heart. That was the Grail that I had to cop more than one time. I had to cop it twice. So I want to know, what YouTube person watching this video, what was your shoe that you had to cop more than twice? Not because you wanted a pair to stock, a pair you wanted to keep on ice, nothing like that. Someone stole them, someone kicked them and scuffed them, made you not even want to wear them no more. What was your one pair that you had to cop twice? Like, let's say they did get stolen, you tossed them because they're scuffed, they're ugly, you went out, effed them up. What was your one pair you had to cop more than twice? This is my story, how I had to cop the Air Jordan Retro 10 Countdown Pack 10. I said that wrong. It's like Air Jordan 10 Countdown Pack. How I had to cop it more than twice. That's 2 times. Copped it for $100 the first time, and $160 the second time, in a case of Tecates. So what's your story? If you're new here, be sure to smash the like and subscribe button down at the bottom. Hit that little notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. If you're not new here and you're tuning in to another video.
What?
I'm sorry, I'm getting cold, man. Focus. There's that word again. I hate that word. Yeah, but if you're not new, thank you for tuning in to yet another video. Until next time, I will see you guys later. All right, man. We out. Yo, what is you still doing here? Like I said, I'm out. Later.